It was on an American University shuttle like this that the man verbally harassed students before flashing a weapon. He was later arrested by MPD right outside of campus. Students tore down those barricades Sunday night before moving the encampment further out towards H Street, where they continued to protest and support.
Well, location and quality are important to consider. Students that I spoke to said that price would be their determining factor. The clock is ticking on one of the US's most popular apps. I spoke with an independent artist who said that the potential ban of TikTok would do more harm than good when it came to promoting his music. Students are advocating for AU to implement the Green New Deal. All this and more coming up on ATV News. Welcome to ATV News. I'm Stella Guzik.
And I'm Julianne Sheehan.
Here are tonight's top stories. Residents say they are concerned with AU's emergency protocols. I spoke with students to get their opinions on the issue. ATV News reporter Jane Caroline Fusco recently went to a rally in support of AU adopting the Green New Deal on campus. Jane is with us in the studio today to talk about the rally. Welcome, Jane.
Thanks, Julianne.
Studying abroad can be a nerve-wracking thing.
American University students are grieving the death of 16-year-old Nex Benedict.
It always is shocking when something like this happens.
Benedict, who uses he, him, and they, them pronouns, died after a fight broke out in his school bathroom. The exact cause of death remains under investigation at this time. AU Equality Onward hosted a candlelight vigil to celebrate Nex's life.
Because we do have trans, non-binary students at AU who deserve to have that space to grieve and to celebrate the life of Nex.
The vigil included several student speakers who shared their experiences with being trans. Members of the AU community then stood together in a moment of silence.
It felt like we're all just putting everything aside, putting the world on mute, and just coming together, not as just a call to action, but also just to recognize the moment.
The teen's death sparked outrage, especially among members of the LGBTQ+ community.
This is not just the first time this has happened. This is a larger problem that is brewing in this country where the trans community is under attack, non-binary, the LGBTQ+ community is under attack.
As the investigation into Benedict's death develops, Burrell urges people to stay updated.
Keep talking about what happened to Nex, keep looking into it, stay updated on what happened, on what's happening, what's going on with the investigation.
For COM 432, Julianne Sheehan. Not surprising that approaching finals week, Cameron Ruiz spends his days glued to his computer. But he's not studying. He's trying to find housing for the upcoming school year.
We don't know. Me and my roommate were thinking about renewing, but it's a little pricey here, so we're kind of still figuring it out.
As the semester winds down, thousands of college students in DC are looking for a place to live. It can be a daunting task trying to secure off-campus housing, especially when there are slim pickings.
You'll find a place, but, because everyone's kind of looking, you might not get the place you want or your first or second choice.
Well, location and quality are important to consider. Students that I spoke to said that price would be their determining factor.
I had to look at a lot of places because it's just out of my price range.
From rent to utilities and a security deposit, leasing in a city can get pricey. While DC rent has only increased a little under 1% within the past year, Prestige ranks the district as the 8th most expensive city to live in worldwide. While Cameron juggles the end of the semester, he remains optimistic in his search for an affordable apartment.
The process is stressful with housing, especially this time of year and whenever all the competition. I would say it all works out in the end, and you're going to have a lot of fun.
For COM 432, Julianne Sheehan.
The clock is ticking on one of the US's most popular apps. I spoke with an independent artist who said that the potential ban of TikTok would do more harm than good when it came to promoting his music.
It would be detrimental if TikTok was banned, because that's how I know. I found a lot of people, and that's how a lot of people got their start in as little as a year.
With over 1 billion users, influencers can easily rise to fame on TikTok. Musicians often use the app to promote their work and gain a following. For independent artists like Jordan, who do not have access to professional equipment or resources, TikTok is how they make a living.
It's different on other platforms. On TikTok, you're constantly scrolling, constantly seeing something new. If you interact with someone's stuff, you're gonna constantly see that even the same scrolling session, you know? So if that gets taken away, then it's going to be harder for artists to really break out in the same way.
If Congress is successful in banning the app, independent artists will have to find new ways to share their music. While the motion poses issues for artists, not everyone is opposed to the ban.
I think the ban could be beneficial in some ways, maybe getting people off their phones a little bit more. But yeah, I know that was definitely the case for me, so.
Even if TikTok is removed from app stores, Jordan is sure his fellow musicians will find ways to share their art.
Them banning TikTok isn't going to ban inspiration. It's just going to make it, like I said, it's going to make it different, not more difficult, but different for people to go out and express themselves.
For the meantime, TikTok is still available to artists and will be until the Senate votes on the matter. For Com 432, Julianne Sheehan.
American University students are petitioning to get administration's attention. The petition was created by AU March for Our Lives in response to recent efforts to increase campus safety. Administration sent out an email stating that they were looking into arming AUPD. Students like Isley Wallace Harper were not happy with the way AU had gone about the issue.
The fact that the AU administration did not reach out to students first about this was really alarming to us.
Efforts to up security come after 2 school shootings occurred on college campuses. Wallace Harper thinks that AU should focus on smaller issues.
But having evacuation plans in place and clear measures would be extremely helpful, rather than handing guns to people on campus that not the entire student body doesn't necessarily feel very safe and secure around.
The issue raised concerns over BIPOC student safety as complaints have been made against AUPD in the past. AU March for Our Lives was sure to address this in the petition.
And we wanted to make sure that different communities on campus were being heard, because it's very easy to make a blanket statement about we shouldn't have extra guns on campus.
So far, 227 community members have signed the petition. Wallace Harper hopes this number will continue to rise.
And that getting more momentum on this petition will help students stay involved and remind the administration that the students are watching.
AUPD has declined to comment on the matter. For Com 432, I'm Julianne Sheehan. Students across the U.S. are preparing to go head-to-head for a good cause. For the next 8 weeks, campuses are joining the Race to Zero Waste. The annual contest highlights the importance of sustainability through some friendly competition. Environmental science major Grace Lawrence explains how easy it is to take part in the challenge.
Pay attention to where you're throwing away your trash or your waste. Get a reusable water bottle. And honestly, just do a little research. Look to see how something in your daily schedule could maybe be better for the environment.
Simple tasks like investing in reusable water bottles and sorting trash make a big impact and score your university some points.
American University students can look to the trash cans themselves to figure out where they should be throwing away their waste.
Lawrence is confident in AU's chance to come in first place by the end of the competition. For more information on how to participate, visit campusracetozerowaste.org. For Com 432, I'm Julie.